Sir, can you just please state the legal name to the record?
Is Zachary Stump here?
No, but the mother is the biological mother. And I say that for two reasons. First of all, Judge, today's date time set for sentencing. We acknowledge receipt of pre-sentence investigation report. Under residency, the victim lives in Flat Rock. The defendant lives in Westland per the bond conditions. Therefore, this report needs to properly reflect that my client does not reside in Flat Rock. There are no additional deletions, corrections, errors. We're asking, it's stated 12 months probation, but this is a delayed sentence to 3 to 6 months. We're asking the court to adopt the recommendation as to provisions 1 through 5, asking for no assaultive contact with the victim, a minor child. The mother is here. Moreover, the mother has been intricately involved in the entire process from start to finish. This was a family matter. Words were said. The child jumped out the window, which is not uncommon in his bedroom. He went to the neighbor's house.
How old is Zachary?
He's turned 17 in October.
Why were you going out of control on him?
So
Because I know he didn't clean the bathroom. I read the report.
yes, sir.
Okay, I get it. Well,
Am I allowed to explain myself?
yeah,
It's
absolutely.
sibling rivalry, Judge, and my client is the older sibling and knew or should know better to make sure that he's not using disparaging words to frighten his younger brother.
What do you want to say?
Just in that morning, I walked in found his bedroom, talking to him, very nice, like 4 times, because he had asked me for the last week, or told me the last week he was gonna clean. And I was just asking him, are you gonna clean or not? And then he was like screaming at me, like, telling me this, that, of all these other mean words. And finally, I just had snapped. I just said, the words I had said. And there's a thing on the report that.
Did you say, were you banging on the door and stating you were going to kill him and beat his
No, I
ass?
said I was gonna kill him.
Did you say you were going to beat his ass?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
It was just as a brotherly thing, like, we were arguing as brothers. It was not.
I got a brother. We didn't threaten to beat up each other. Come on.
We never.
Brothers are going to have disagreements. Go ahead. I'm listening.
It was just us arguing. It was, like we weren't, I have 4 other brothers, we argued like that before. It's never been.
Well, maybe you ought to stop.
Yes, I'm gonna start going to therapy and taking care of my anger and, I did snap out, but there was no excuse for it. I'm doing well on my own. Like, I work out every day. I have my own company. I was doing great before working with my dad. Like, I've never done anything bad. Like, I don't have the criminal history. I'm not really having anger issues. I just really needed to get out of there. You know what I'm saying? And I don't argue with anybody. I'm well off, I guess,
Lisa, give me a review hearing date, 6 months, 6 months probation. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. You cannot violate any law. I'll take it under section 771.1 as set forth in the STIP form. Anger management, attend that with 4-week follow-up. No contact with Zachary Stump.
yes,
You
sir.
cannot write, phone, see, text, email, or communicate with Mr. Zachary Stump or have anybody else do any of those things for you or on your behalf. You're not to possess firearms. You have any firearms, dangerous weapons?
No, sir.
All right, you're not to possess any. 1-day court work program, there's a $35 a day charge for that. So you have to pay $35. 1 day of community service, 8 hours. You can do that at any nonprofit organization. Your total 8 hours community service must be completed by October 31. Fines 100, costs 100, 75 victims' rights fee, $50 justice assessment. Screening fees 60 for 385. Probation fees are 120 for 505. You have court work program fees of 35 plus attorney fees of 40. Your total's 580. You pay that, you stay out of trouble.
Yes, sir.
You obtain and maintain employment. Again, no contact, no firearms, no dangerous weapons, anger management with 4-week follow-up.
Your Honor, I have one consideration. We do have the biological mother here. We're seeking no assaultive contact, especially as we're rounding into the holiday season. This is becoming.
I can't speak, she can't speak for Zach. He's 17. I want to hear from him.
Yes, Judge. So if we schedule
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
a Zoom hearing and.
Yeah, he can file a handwritten motion, wish to have contact with my brother. And probation will notify, and if you have any problem with this,
Yes.
you tell them, I want them to notify your brother. He could appear in person or by Zoom. We'll schedule it. And I'll be happy to modify the order so long as he agrees.
Yes, Judge.
I know he's 17, but yeah, I still.
He could be emancipated at that age, so.
No. Okay, Lisa, do you have a review date?
26th at 9 o'clock,
I'm sorry, you cut out. What, 26th of what month?
February.
2/26/26 at 9 o'clock will be your review hearing date, okay?
All right, thank you.
Do you understand everything?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can he pay all of this today, counsel?
I get paid $200.
All right. So you pay 200 now. When can you pay the other 380?
Is there a way I could do like 100 a month or like 200 a month, one of the two? 'Cause
I'm gonna ask for 100 a month, Judge. He's self-employed.
I work with my father on the side and
Yeah, I'll do
my own little company.
$100 monthly, but all due by December 20th.
And he looks good in a suit and tie. I am very appreciative.
Well, that's nice to see somebody showing a little bit of respect, but that's just me. Have a good day. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, if it please the court, you're all set. Because he needs to go to probation. and-
Yes.
Okay.
And then go down the hall and pay the 200. Good luck to you. Jacob Lesno. Jacob Christopher Lesno. I'm gonna go on to this one. I have Mr. Sino here. Your name? Sir, your name?
Jacob Christopher.
He's telling me that he missed the test because he left his phone at his girlfriend's and he didn't have a phone to call, and then he realized it and he got a hold of you that day on the 18th. Is that true? And he tested the 19th?
He did. My kind of reasoning for the show cause, we've had a bumpy couple months with him. That, I don't know, if for me, I probably would have just went to DNA.
What's going on with you?
No, I should have. Honestly, for now on, I mean, this is not gonna happen again, but for now on, if I can't call, I'm just gonna go test right away. But the other bump in the road is just me knowing I'm down for work, which I'm not even gonna.
Yeah, remind me of that. What happened on that one?
He had emailed me. to-
Yeah.
I didn't get back to him. He left anyway. His caller.
Yeah.
They,
You gotta be more attentive here, young man.
Yes, sir. No, I completely understand. I applied right away as soon as I could. I tested the very next morning. I couldn't even call in the morning. I honestly did the best I could. I was not trying to make anything difficult. I emailed her right when I could. And I went the very next morning.
What do you think?
like I said, it's hard, you know, I would like to believe him, but I just feel like we've had a lot of weird situations.
Yeah. I remember this now. I think you're trying to cheat.
No, you're on. I really, I'm not.
You didn't do what you were supposed to do before. You don't get to leave the state without permission.
Yes, yeah.
It costs of 75, 1 day court work and pay 35 for that, total 110. You're getting yourself into some murky waters here. You have the 110?
Can I do? Yeah,
Just pay by September
Yeah.
18th. Can you do that?
yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
She'll set you up on the day on the court work program today. Best of luck to you. Thank you. People against Ron Sheena, 25R514107A. Good morning, Mr. Sheena. Your name?
Ron Sheena.
All right. Raise your right hand, please. You solemnly swear affirm under the penalties of perjury, the testimony you've given these proceedings will be the whole true self you got.
Yes, I did.
You were in here May 15th. The charge was furnishing alcohol to a minor. It was taken under 771.1 for 6 months. You've applied for early discharge. The file was sent to the prosecutor. It says you're compliant. Since you were in court on May 15th, have you been arrested for any reason?
No.
Any new charges?
No.
Any contact with the police?
None.
Prosecutor moves to dismiss. Congratulations to you. Case is dismissed. And we will send you the discharge, order of probation, dismissing the case and
Thank you very much.
discharging you. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank
People
you.
against Urso. Anthony Jordan Urso.
All right, let's talk about that. Judge Pope's docket in this session gave us another mix of family drama, probation bumps, and one early success story. The headline was Jacob Timothy Stump, sentenced after a blow-up with his younger brother Zachary. Ari ran out the window to a neighbor's house after Jacob threatened to beat his ass over chores. Jacob tried to explain it away as just brotherly arguing, insisting he never meant real harm. The judge wasn't buying it. Pope acknowledged that siblings fight, but he cut through the excuses, pointing out that threatening violence, especially in a way that drives a teenager to flee, crosses a line. The result was 6 months probation under the deferred statute, mandatory anger management with follow-up, no contact with Zachary, unless the younger brother requests it later, and a day of court work plus community service. Fines and fees totaled $580, with a payment plan structured at $100 a month. The judge noted Jacob showed up in a suit and tie, which he appreciated, but reminded him that respect has to show in actions, not just appearances. Next up was Christopher Lesno, who found himself explaining why he missed a test. His story effed his phone at his girlfriend's house and couldn't call in, but tested the next day. The probation officer was skeptical, describing it as another in a line of weird situations. Pope pressed him, saying it felt like murky waters, and handed down costs, a day of court work, and a clear warning that his credibility was wearing thin. Lesno insisted he wasn't trying to cheat, and maybe he wasn't, but the judge made it clear that following the rules to the letter is the only way forward. Then came a brighter note with Sheena. He had been charged with alcohol to a minor earlier in the year, but under a deferred statute and strict compliance, he applied for early discharge. The prosecutor confirmed he'd stayed out of trouble, and Pope dismissed the case entirely. It was quick, clean, and encouraging, proof that doing everything asked of you pays off in this courtroom. The atmosphere across these cases swung from tense to hopeful. Pope was sharp with Jacob Stump, firm with Lesno, and congratulatory with Sheena. He adjusted his tone to fit each defendant, critical when excuses piled up, supportive when someone showed effort, and appreciative when someone followed through to the end. Time to break this one down. Judge Pope reminded us that excuses won't carry you. Probation is serious business, and respect is measured by more than a suit in court. At the same time, he showed that compliance brings real rewards, with one case dismissed outright. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one,